Hello friends, just as the title says, I'm going to show you two exercises that's gonna, oh my god, I don't have any aches and pains. I'm in my 40s now. Tony Horton said, aging is for people who don't know any better. And I think for the most part, he's probably right. So I'm going to show you the two things that I think are the most powerful anti-aging exercises, physical exercises that you can do. I'm going to start out with something with dumbbells, and if you don't have dumbbells, I'm going to show you something you can do with no equipment whatsoever. So let's get started. Exercise number one of the two biggest anti-aging exercises you could ever possibly do, in my opinion. So you grab a couple of soup cans. By the way, I'm showing this in a mirror right now. I'm just going to try something different because I think this exercise kind of looks cool through a mirror. So grab some soup cans or nothing, or some light dumbbells if you have some, or some heavier ones if you're there. So I'm going to use these adjustable ones. What I'm going to show you is called a back shoulder fly. The back shoulder fly is going to strengthen your entire back. It's going to focus on your posterior muscles, namely the muscles around your shoulder blades, your scapula. It's going to retract and protract them, pulling them together, making them stronger. And as you have a stronger back, you're going to feel better, and you're going to be able to do things like functional things like, I don't know, work outside in the garden, pick up a box in the house and put it somewhere, and you're going to feel better. You'll probably have more energy, and you'll be like, I want to work some more, and you'll want to do more. And if you already have back problems, this could help you reverse a lot of that. And disclaimer, take responsibility for your own safety and your own care. Seek a healthcare professional about all this stuff. I'm just going to show you some generalized stuff. You take responsibility and be safe, okay? Okay, got it. So the first one here. Now, hinge over, bend the knees, and with mostly straight arms, we're just going to make this one little motion right here. And maybe at the top we squeeze. Oh yeah! And then bring it back down. Over and over again until you can't do any more. Show you what it looks like from the front. A little closer. Just like this. Arms about even heights, so I don't want to go like lopsided, but it's in the strengthening of the back, or the straightening of it, is what's gonna make your back stronger. You know, the single biggest expense for employers is actually workman's comp. And the biggest part of workman's comp is lower back injuries. Lower back costs this economy millions, if not billions of dollars every year. So everybody should be strengthening their lower back, because as we get older, these muscles atrophy. And as they atrophy and get weaker, we become more vulnerable to injury. In fact, it's only a matter of time. If you're not conditioning your back to be strong, if you don't do a manual intervention of something you do on a regular basis to condition a strong back, you will get injured eventually, because you can only take so much of the muscular atrophying and weakening of your back until you get injured doing something that you could do before, but now you can't do anymore. You're like, what the heck, I did that before and I was fine, and now I'm getting hurt, because enough time has passed of your back getting weaker. So you have no choice. If you want a chance at avoiding injury and a chance at avoiding getting achier as you get older, you have to religiously do things to condition a strong back, or it's going to be really rough getting older, and life is going to be much more difficult if you let your back muscles atrophy over time. So with that one move right there, and I'll show the second one in a minute, but with this one move that I already showed you, visualize keeping your mouth as far away from your butt as you possibly can. So you're separating your butt and your mouth as far as you can, and that's going to create a visual that's going to elongate your spine. So all those muscles that line your spinal column, all the way from the back of your neck, all the way down to your butt, because you're keeping your butt and your mouth as far apart as possible, all of that is going to get stronger because you're hinged forward, and that has to support yourself. And then you put weights in your hand, and it's going to get stronger. And if you're weak, you start with no weights. Just do this and practice holding this for a few breaths or whatever. Just like that. And then pick up some soup cans, and as that gets easier, pick up some heavier weights and go for it. And hold it at the top for a second and squeeze, because it's that top part that's really going to strengthen your back. Just like so. So I hope that kind of logical rambling makes sense for you. And it makes it easy to make a mental connection to your back muscles if you visualize keeping your mouth as far away from your butt as you possibly can. It makes you giggle, but it gets the job done. That visualization is important to keep your butt and your mouth as far apart as you possibly can. So you strengthen those erector spinae muscles all the way up and down your spinal column so that you don't have to get achy as you get older, okay? So I'm going to show you the next exercise. So that's one you can do no matter where your fitness level is, how strong you are. Start with no weights and build it up. So let me flip this around. Okay, here's another one you can do. This one's pretty cool. Get it at an angle. Got my yoga mat. You can do it on the carpet at home. But again, the same visualization. Keep your mouth from your butt as far away as you can. That visualization is incredibly important. So this one, just gonna lay on the floor. Here's the easy modified version. Anybody can do that. So what I'm going to do, put my arms out and lift my arms and my feet off the ground. That's certainly going to strengthen the entire back from top to bottom, the shoulder blades, the scapula, the rhomboids, the traps, all those muscles that line the spinal column. And if this is too hard, put your arms out to the side, it's easier. Or put your legs on the floor and just hold yourself up and start to take away pressure as you get stronger until eventually, look, your arms are up, but maybe your legs are still on the floor. And then as you get stronger, start moving your legs up off the floor, maybe one at a time, like this. And then eventually bring everything up. And that might take days or weeks or months or a year to be able to do that, but you start like this and just raise your upper body and then eventually your lower body. Start one leg at a time, one limb at a time, and you'll eventually get there. And here's some things you can do to make it even more intense. Because we always have to get creative and find ways to make a move more intense as we get stronger. How motivating is that when we notice we're getting stronger and we have to intensify it up? That's pretty flippin' motivating. So here's things you can do when you get to that level, or maybe you're already there. I don't know. So once you have everything up, start kicking like you're swimming. Start moving your arms like this with your palms up and maybe with your palms down. And if you want to make it more intense than that, check this out. Bring your elbows back and forward. Try without scraping the floor. Really difficult. For me, that's hard. And here's a way you can even make it more intense than that. This is going to be kind of like a swimming motion, like a corkscrew. So, I start with my hands out. I may not be able to talk as I do this one, so we shall see. But I'll go like this. I'll move my arms out. Oh yeah. Just like that. You can see how I'm pivoting and corkscrewing my hands. I'll go the opposite direction. This one is the most difficult in my opinion. Wow. And that's the most intensified version of that move that I know. But, and here's another thing you can do. Like something you can do, I'll leave you with something that you can do now, even if you're totally out of shape. So you start like this. All limbs on the ground. And maybe you start lifting your upper body up, but not your lower body. So you're like this. Hold it for 5 seconds or a few breaths. And then hold it again for 10 seconds. And then work your way up to a half a minute. And once you're at a half a minute, start lifting your lower body too. Lift that for 5 seconds at a time, then 10 seconds, then a half a minute. Work your way up to being able to hold all your limbs up off the ground for a full 1 minute. Can you imagine that? This for a full minute? That's how you build up the strength in your lower back. And that's where it affects aging more than anywhere else in your body is your lower back. The number one cost for employers is workman's comp, and the number one cost in workman's comp is stuff related to low back, chronic low back pains. Chronic means it took years for that kind of deconditioning and muscular atrophy to get froze just now. Chronic low back pain, the biggest expense. It costs this country millions, if not billions of dollars every year. So, and that happens, it's chronic low back, chronic meaning a long time. It took years, maybe a lifetime for that kind of deconditioning, that kind of muscular atrophy to happen for the workman's comp to pay out for your low back pains. And even before that happens, maybe there's an injury of some kind because your back is so badly stupid and keeps freezing. So anyway, whether it's a chronic condition or something acute happens, the way to prevent this and even reverse it, and speak to your healthcare practitioner experts about this. I'm giving you generalized information, so take responsibility. But if you do what's appropriate and what's safe for you, you can reverse stuff, you can prevent stuff, but it has to be part of a daily habit, a lifestyle. Otherwise, if you don't do that daily, consistent manual intervention, like with the 2 exercises I just showed you that are the most potent as far as I know about that kind of thing, it has to be done on a regular basis, something that works for you so that you can prevent those problems and you can age gracefully. And then before it, you're going to have this new functional activity in your daily step where it's like, oh, I can go out and do yard work, I can move boxes in the house, and my back doesn't hurt anymore, I can drive for long hours at a time. A lot of people can't sit, even though you're not doing any exercise, you're driving in a car and the back gets all stiff and achy and this and that. And so you can prevent or reverse all that with the proper kind of care and conditioning. And it has to be a lifestyle, period. Aging is for people who don't know any better. Tony Horton said it, and he's largely right. He really is. But you want to strengthen your whole body too. But for the purpose of this video, I just showed you 2 exercises you can do that are the most anti-aging on the planet. But you also have to eat good, because every food that you eat is either going to cause a response of inflammation or a response of some kind of healing, anti-inflammation. So I focus on an anti-inflammation diet. You can go to tomburkenmeyer.com, my website, good plug for that, and you can search anti-inflammation, inflammation, inflammatory, whatever. Same thing on my YouTube channel. I've got all kinds of things. You can go to my healthy grocery list, which is probably going to be maybe the biggest help on my tomburkenmeyer.com website. Go to my healthy grocery list. It's very comprehensive, huge grocery list. And it's a focus of anti-inflammation foods, as well as other medicinal benefits to all those foods. So between the working out and the food, you want to create those chemical responses and reactions in your body that are anti-inflammation. Then you've also got the motion and the strength conditioning of the exercises I just showed you. And between those 2 things and also a good, decent sleep every night, I don't see there's any reason in the world that I'm ever going to have any back problems, unless some terrible, unfortunate accident happens. But I've certainly stacked the deck overwhelming in my favor, and so that's what this is really about, is stacking the deck in your favor, because we'll never have 100% control. That's just not the way life works. But we can certainly stack the odds in our favor in very worthwhile, meaningful, significant ways. So I hope that makes sense for you, and feel free to share this video and tomburkenmeyer.com, and many more videos coming soon. Hope you enjoyed this. Share tomburkenmeyer.com. And if you want to see the at-home fitness programs that I do, that I've been doing for over 10 years, that spells out all the different workouts and exercises and the eating and the nutrition and the timing of nutrients and post-workout recovery stuff, private message me. I'll show you this whole at-home fitness concept I've been doing for over 10 years. It's pretty awesome. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Make your back strong.